Do you think it's strange for your trial? The fire you face is for your correction. And if you are obedient, you will be purified and cleansed. Great travail is created for every man, and an heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. From the day that they go out of their mother's womb, to the day that they return to the mother of all things, their imagination of things to come in the day of death trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners.
For Yahweh will recompense according to your works. For Yahweh will recompense according to your works.
For righteous judgment to stand, my son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thyself for temptation, set thy heart to right and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy lasting. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from Yahweh. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. A patient man will care for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him. Every man from his youth is given to evil, neither could they make to themselves fleshy hearts for stony. Afterwards he will rise up and reward them, and render their recompense upon their heads. But unto them that repent he granted them return, and comforted those that failed in patience. In your patience possess ye your souls,
And your souls may have right to the tree of life, and may enter through the gates. And your souls may have right to the tree of life, and may enter through the gates.
to have a chance at eternal redemption. Who will render to every man according to his deeds. To them who by patient continuance and well-doing seek for glory and honor and immortality, eternal life. But unto them that are contentious and do not obey the truth, but obey unrighteousness, indignation, and wrath. For there is no respect of persons with Yahweh. So choose you this day, life or death. So choose you this day, life or death. So choose life and choose it more abundantly. Can what? What nation changed their power to know God? What nation has changed their power to idols? What nation serves the real living power, Yahweh? Hath the nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid, be ye very desolate, saith Yahweh. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Is Yasharala a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Hear ye the word of Yahweh, O house of Jacob, and all the families of the house of Yasharala. Thus said Yahweh, what iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and are become vain. The priest said not, where is Yahweh? And they that handle the Torah knew me not. The pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after things that do not profit. As concerning, therefore, the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world, and that there is none other power but one. For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth,
as there be gods many and lords many,
wherefore I will yet plead with you,
saith Yahweh,
and with your children's children will I plead, and that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, that ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone.
As I live,
saith Yahweh,
surely with the mighty hand,
and with the stretched out arm, and with
fury poured out,
will I rule over you, and I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered, with a mighty hand,
and with stretched out arm,
and with fury poured out, and I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you,
say Yahweh,
and I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant, and I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Yasharala. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. As for you, O house of Yasharala, thus saith Yahweh,
for ye serve ye everyone is idols,
and hereafter also, if you will not hearken unto me, but pollute ye my holy name no more with your gifts and with your idols. For in mine holy mountain, in the mountain of the height of Yasharala,
saith Yahweh,
there shall all the house of Yasharala, all of them in the land, serve me. There will I accept them, and there will I require your offerings, and the first fruits of your oblations, with all your holy things. I will accept you with your sweet Savior, when I bring you out from the people, and gather you out of the countries wherein ye have been scattered, and I will be sanctified in you before the heathen, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, when I shall bring you into the land of Yasharala, into the country for the which I lifted up mine hand to give it to your fathers. And there shall you remember your ways, and all your doings, wherein ye have been defiled. And ye shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for all your evils that ye have committed. And ye shall know that I am the Lord, when I have wrought with you for my name's sake, not according to your wicked ways, nor according to your corrupt doings, O ye house of Yasharala,
saith Yahweh,
for my name's sake will I defer mine anger, and for my praise will I refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. For mine own sake, even for mine own sake, will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another, but all honor and glory shall be my heritage, Yasharala. I will not be polluted in my people, Yasharala. glorified and exalted above all that are in the earth. Then why can't Arch!
Or like an unruly planted tree. Do you hearken to the instruction of righteousness? Or do your lineage derive from those in the other side of the flood? Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers. But whose delight is in the law of Yahweh, and who meditates on his law day and night, that person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Whatever a man sows, he must also reap. Whatever a man sows, he must also reap. Whatever a man sows, he must also reap. Not so the wicked, they are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For Yahweh watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads to destruction. Where there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Where there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Where there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Where there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Kuwab Hashabata, Masha Panasa, Zaka Hakodeshaba, Suwab Lahatawara, La Ayara, Kobal Haban, Kobal Haruak, Haya Awa, Haya Salam, Lamad Mayan Hamelek, Iraya Sala, Zahadawa, Iwaparath Hagawayam, Yakau Nasayawan, Alabahadam, Alabahashim. Alabahadam, Alabahashim, Hallelujah, Barakashim, Barakashim, Hallelujah, 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 Hawalaya, 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 Alabahashim, Alabahadam, Alabahashim, Alabahadam, Alabahashim. Hallelujah. Lekwaza Sapa. Kobal Haruak. Kobal Haruak. Kobal Haruak. Kobal Haruak. Hallelujah.
Babylon is falling, almost time for us to leave. They can't shake my faith, Abba got his hands on me. It's power in the blood, wholeheartedly believe. Allah Bahadam, Messiah died for you and me. Babylon is falling, almost time for us to leave. They can't shake my faith, Abba got his hands on me. It's power in the blood, wholeheartedly believe. Allah Bahadam, Messiah died for you and me. Babylon is falling, no more time for us to leave. They can't shake my faith, Abba got his hands on me. It's power in the blood, wholeheartedly believe. Allah Bahadam, Messiah died for you and me.
Shalom, Yasharala, Shalom. First, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bahashim, Hamashiach Malak Yahweh Shai. The word you know is Yahweh as God. The word you know is Yahweh Shai as Jesus. Hamashiach will be the Christ. And Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to everybody out there that's watching it or will watch it. With all praises, I want to come up with my opening precept, and then we can get right to it, man. Opening precept is going to come from the book of Matthew, chapter 6, right? And verse 33. And it reads, "But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness." That's the key part. Seek ye first the kingdom of the heaven, right? And all his righteousness. And it says, and all these things shall be added to you. Right? Verse 34 says, "Take therefore no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is evil thereof." So it's letting you know that don't try to wait till tomorrow. Saying, well, I got another day. I got another day. You don't know what tomorrow brings. So, hey, you have to siege the day while it's at hand. Right? So with all honor, glory, and praise, let's get right to this thing. I know it's late. I'm just going to try to make this thing short and easy. So coming from the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 10. And it reads, "And then shall many be offended." Right? So the title of my lesson is, what are our requirements in the last days? Right? It says, "And then shall many be offended." So in this day, when we get closer and closer to the end, there's going to be many offenses. There's going to be many brothers that, you know what I'm saying, that are going to not be in the spirit, right? Hey, it's going to be all kind of manners of wickedness going on. It says, "And they shall betray one another, and shall hate one another." And that's why Hamashiach came to let us know that, hey, the second greatest commandment is loving your brother, man. Right? In verse 11, it says, "And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many." Hey, so now you got in the last days, you got brothers teaching false doctrines. You got brothers that not holding on to things that are good, right? Not bringing precept upon precept, kind of bringing out their own belly, right? Verse 12, it says, "And because iniquity shall abound," right? And we know what that word iniquity means. It's premeditated sin. It said it's going to grow. It's literally going to double, triple in size. It's going to be magnified. It says, "The love of many shall wax cold." Watch this. This is the key. Verse 13. "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." So my heart desire and prayers for everybody that's in this thing to endure to the end, man. Right? Because, hey, we can't give up. It's fourth down on the 1 yard line with no timeouts, 1 second on the clock. What you gonna do, Yasharala? Is you gonna kind of fold up? Are you gonna kind of let all the fasting, all the Day of Atonement just go aside? Are you gonna wait and say, the hell with every feast day you've kept, every Passover, every unleavened week, every tabernacle when you had to sleep in a tent and it was cold and frigid or hot and humid? You had to kind of endure that thing. You had to kind of endure the mosquitoes. You kind of had to endure using the restroom against the tree in a hole that you dug. You had to kind of deal with a lot of things in them days, man. But yet, you're going to not endure to the end, and you're going to kind of go through that. That's what the Most High say. That's what the Most High had, Yahweh Shai say in Matthew chapter 10, man. Because, hey, man, this is crazy work, man. It's the book of Matthew chapter 10. And I'm going to start at verse 16. It's the book of Matthew chapter 10 and verse 16. He says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves." So Yahweh Shai letting us know that the Most High sent us out as sheep, as vulnerable sheep in the midst of wolves. Do you know what a wolf would do to a sheep? Let's see what a wolf would do to a sheep. It says, wolves will kill and eat sheep when the opportunity arises, but they are not the primary predator of sheep compared to coyotes and domestic dogs. Right? So, A said wolves are opportunistic hunters and will target sheep when wild prey is scarce, when sheep are accessible, or when the flock is vulnerable. So, now let's bring that full fledged. This is the more Yahushai, right? With the message from Yahweh. He reads, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues." Right? So, you kind of think that synagogue will be like the temples or their chief house. Well, let's see what that word synagogue, what he really was trying to relay, right, through the Spirit of the Most High, to convey that message, right? It says they bring it together in assembly in a synagogue. Short definition, a bringing together, an assembling, a synagogue, meaning a bringing together, and assembling, a synagogue, right? It says assembly, congregation, synagogue. An ambassador of persons, especially a Jewish synagogue, the meaning or the place. By analogy, a Christian church, assembly, congregation, synagogue. But in the Thayer's Greek lexicon, it says an assembly of men whom Satan governs. I will repeat that. An assembly of men whom Satan governs. Right? And we know who those men are. Real quick through the Spirit. Let's get it, man. Because you got to know that when these teachers, these prophets, these apostles, these teachers are going out and teaching, they're conveying a specific message. So you have to kind of dig deeper. You got to kind of look into the lexicon. You kind of got to know what they were talking about in that time. Right? What word was this translated from? Right? So this is the book of Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. It says, "I know thy work and thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but the synagogue of Satan." Hey, the Most High said, "I put you in the midst of wolves, man." Right? So let's go to Matthew chapter 10. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10 and verse number 18. It's the book of Matthew chapter 10 and verse 18. And it says, "And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake." Right? The same thing, man. He said you will be delivered into the council and they will scourge you in their synagogues. "And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake." For you're going to be put in the midst of wolves, right? For the Most High sake. As a sheep in the midst of wolves. And it says, "For a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak. For it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak." So, don't worry about what you're going to say. Don't kind of try to plot it out, kind of precept it out, kind of be line upon line, here a little and there a little. No. The Most High is going to deliver you and give you what to say. Right? Verse 20 says, "For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Abba which speaketh in you." So, when we go out there and teach the word, it's none of us. Right? It's not us kind of with the lesson. It's not us kind of telling everybody what we got on our spirit, on our mind. Right? It's the Father giving us the word through the Spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. It says, "And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death." Let me repeat that. "And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death." Right? So it may be a brother that you love. It may be a brother that you don't like. Either way it go, the Most High said that your brother is going to deliver you up to death. And it says, and the father of the child and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. It's going to happen, Yasharala. Watch this. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved. So we got to understand, man, that if we continue to endure this thing and do the will of the Most High through his only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, then we may have a right to the tree of life and may enter the gates. There's no guarantee. It's not like the Christian church when they say, hey, if you confess with thy mouth and believe in thy heart, you will be saved. Well, yeah, that is how you do it. Because we've confessed the Lord, right? And that's going to be later in my lesson. And believe it in our heart. So, yes, that is it, but not according to what they're saying, right? I can't return back to my vomit. So it's the book of Luke chapter 14 and verse 16. The book of Luke chapter 14 and verse 16. And it reads, then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. Hey, so Yahushua, through the spirit of Yahweh, right, kind of came down, kind of got the meal together, kind of got this very, very luxurious wedding together, man. And let's see what happened. Let's see what the participants were supposed to do. Because, hey, you see the title. What are the requirements in the last days? Hey, the requirements of the last days is to actually not only be invited to the wedding, but to come to the wedding in a righteous manner. Verse 18, and they all with one consent began to make excuse. Right? So, hey, all together, it's almost like they got and had a council, man. Kind of got on a wicked betrayal, man. Like my wife said, they got the book of excuses, man. The KJV book of excuses, man. Crazy word. It says, and they all with one consent began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground. Right? Basically, hey, I don't want to do the work. I don't want to go out and bid my brothers. I don't want to go out and talk to my sister. I don't want to do the things that the scriptures tell me that I got to do, which is love my brothers and my sisters. Right? I don't want to do that. Right? It says, and I must needs to go and see it. I pray thee have me excused. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee have me excused. Verse 20. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So that servant came and shewed his lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said unto his servant, go out quickly into the streets and the lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind. And the servant said, Adawan, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. So, hey, we know that through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, hey, we got to kind of go out and get our brothers, right? Let's see who that maimed, that poor, that halt, and that blind was. Let's pick it up in the book of Luke. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark chapter 2 and verse 15. Slaki. Mark chapter 2 and verse 15. Right? Because, hey, we got to understand what's going on here. You know, he bid us to kind of do certain things, man. And it ain't up for discussion. It ain't up for debate. It ain't up for reasoning. We kind of got to do what the Most High told us in these last days. Right? So this is the book of Mark, chapter 2 and verse 15. And it came to pass that as Yahushua sat at meat in his house, many publicans and sinners sat also together with Yahushua and his disciples, for there were many, and they followed him. And when the scribes and Pharisees saw him eat with publicans and sinners, they said unto his disciples, How is it that he eateth and drinketh with publicans and sinners? And Yahushua heard it, and he said unto them, They that are whole have no need of the physician, but they that are sick, I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. Hey, and it makes sense. Because why would he have to come and get you if you're already doing his bidding? Right? Hey, he said, I didn't come for the righteous, but the sinners to repentance, right? I got a quick precept, man. Right? Slovakia. Right, Luke 15 and 14, real quick to the Spirit. All praises, because hey, why would he have to, come to, get those when they're doing what they're supposed to do? It's the book of Luke, chapter 15 and verse 3. And he spake this parable unto them, saying, What man of you, having 100 sheep, if he lose one of them, doeth not leave the 99 in the wilderness, and go after that which is lost until he find it? And when he had found it, he layeth it on his shoulders, rejoicing. And when he cometh home, he calleth together his friends and neighbors, saying unto them, Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep which was lost. I say unto you, that likewise joy shall be in heaven over one sinner that repenteth, more than 99 just persons which need no repentance. Hey, so he's letting you know through this parable that, hey, we're sent out to get those that are lost, those that are maimed, those that are hurt, those that are injured, those that don't know the scriptures. Why? Because, hey, they're sick. And we have to heal them. Right? How do we heal them? Real quick. Let me get that in Matthew 10 and 8, man. Matthew 10 and 8, and then I'm going to go to Psalms 107. The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 8. It says, Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely have received, freely give. Hey, and so what Yahushua really was conveying in this scripture, right, is, hey, he sent us out and raised us up to go and spread our knowledge, spread our understanding, give back to what the Most High have given us in the Spirit. Right? Hey, we got to heal our people. Right? We got to cleanse them. We got to raise them up from the dead. How do we raise them from the dead? Because these scriptures are life, man. Right? Hey, he said this is the book of the commandments. Right? Real quickly in Baruch. Right? And then I'll be right back. Book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, and the law that endure forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. And that's kind of self-explanatory, right? Because he said, raise the dead. They were dead before they got this life, man. He said, all they keep it shall come to life. Those that leave it shall die, man. So, hey, we kind of bring our people back to life because they left the way of the Most High. And now they're living in death, and it's up to us to bring them back to life. So let's pick that up in the book of Psalms, chapter 107 and verse 19. Psalms, chapter 107 and verse 19. I pray that this lesson, gives people inspiration and hope, man. Book of Psalms, chapter 107 and verse 19. It says, then they cry unto Yahweh in their trouble. Right? So that's what we all should be doing. We should all be kind of trying to cry to the Most High in our time of desperation. But we should be calling upon him all the time, but even more so in our time of desperation. It says, and he saved them out of their distresses. He sent his word and healed them. And that was Yahweh that we just read, right? He said, he sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destructions. Oh, that men would praise Yahweh for his goodness and for his wonderful works to the children of men, and let them sacrifice the sacrifices of thanksgiving and declare his works with rejoicing. Hey. So we got to sacrifice the sacrifices of thanksgiving, the sacrifices of thanking the Most High for all that he's done for us, that everything that he's delivered us from, and where he's hopefully, Most High willing, where he's taken us to, man. Right? So let's pick that up in Luke chapter 14 and verse 22. Luke chapter 14 and verse 22. It says, and the servant said, Adawan, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the Adawan said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you, that none of those men which are bidden shall taste of my supper. So, hey, he's literally telling you that if he bidded you, if he called you, right, to do certain things at the supper, because we got certain people that dress the table. We got certain people that's going to cook. We got certain people that's going to be at the door. We got certain people that's going to be ushers. We got certain people that's going to be eating at the table, right? But he said, if you don't come, if you deny his calling, hey, you're not going to taste of his supper. You're not going to taste of it. What supper is that? Let's show you. Revelation 19 and verse 7. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 7. It said, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife have made herself ready. Hey, so we kind of got ourselves ready, kind of cleaned ourselves up through the Spirit, kind of got the garment on with no spot, no blemish, and we kind of set ourselves presentable, right? Hey, so let's see how we make ourselves presentable real quick through the Spirit. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13. Salaki. 1 and 8. Zephaniah 1 and 8. Salaki. It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1 and verse 8. Right? So how do we keep that garments clean? It said, it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice, right? That wedding marriage, man. It says that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such that are clothed with strange apparel. So you kind of ain't got your righteous garment on. You're kind of walking around with no fringes on. You kind of got sin all over you, right? You kind of ain't looking right, man. You're not looking wedding best. Like I always say in other lessons, you can't show up to the wedding with your garment on and you just got done working on your 97 Camaro, man. Kind of got oil stains everywhere. You got oil leaking from your garment. No, the Most High is not going to accept that kind of apparel, right? So this is the book of Romans chapter 19, verse 7. It says, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife had made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. I will repeat that again. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. So, being clean and being presentable to the Most High is your righteousness to the Most High, man. That's how you show the Most High that you're righteous. And that righteousness and that the linen is not a literal, right? It's a spiritual linen. It's a linen of obedience. It's a linen that you follow the Most High ways, and you looking righteous, man. How do I know? Real quick through the Spirit, and then we get back on track. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7. And it reads, the law of Yahweh is perfect, converting the soul. So, that would be that spiritual clothing, man. You have kind of converted your garment. Now your garment is acceptable to the Most High. Right now, the Most High can look on you in fairness and all equality, man. Equality and equity. Because why? You got that blood of Hamashiach cleansing. Right? So let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 2. And let's start at the 36th verse. 2nd Esdras chapter 2 and verse 36. And it reads, flee the shadow of this world. Because you can't be a friend of this world and dealing with the Most High. Right? What are the requirements in the last days? You got to flee the shadow of this world. Right? And everything that comes with this world. It says, love not the world in 1 John chapter 4, nor the things that are in the world. For if you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you. Right? So it says, flee the shadow of this world. It says, receive the joyfulness of your glory. I testify my Savior openly. Oh, receive the gift that is given you. Right? And he literally just said that. Freely given, freely receive, freely give. That's that gift. What's that gift? We got to all share the love that the Most High has given us. We got to go out. We got to prophesy to our people who they are. Right? We not saying everybody got to be on a street corner. Not saying everybody got to be a teacher on StreamYard, on YouTube. But what I'm saying is you got to go and you got to build a nation of Israel up. You got to let our people know who they are according to the scriptures. Not the byword in the proverb. So it says, oh, give the gift that is given you and be glad. So you got to be happy in this thing. Can't kind of be sombering, kind of lowly, kind of sad, upset, pissed off, excuse my French, right? Angry, always fighting. But you got to be glad. It says, giving thanks unto him that have led you to the heavenly kingdom. It says, arise up and stand. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of Yahweh. It keep going back to that feast. Because that feast is what we're all trying to make, man. We all want to be bidden to the feast. But literally, you're not going to go to the feast if you're not invited. Everybody that get married, right? If you could just go up to any marriage, then everybody would just be walking off the street, kind of getting a plate, kind of going to the reception, kind of eating good and leaving. But you got to kind of have an invitation, man. The Most High got to kind of invite you to the gathering. It says, arise up and stand. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of Yahweh. And it says, which are departed from the shadow of the world and have received the glorious garments of Yahweh. And I'm going to repeat that, right? Because it literally said that white linen, man. It says, which are departed from the shadows of the world and have received the glorious garments of Yahweh. Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white. Same thing that Revelation 19 said, which have fulfilled the law of Yahweh. That's mighty, man. Right? Watch this. It says, the number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Adawan, that thy people which have been called from the beginning may be hallowed. Hey, and we just saying, hey, so you can endure this thing, man. Right? So let's pick that up in 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 1. Book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 1. Book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, I exhort, therefore, that first of all, supplications, prayers, intercessions, and the giving of thanks be made for all men, for kings and for all that is in authority. I think it's 2 Timothy. Salaki Yashua. Yep. It's the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahushua. So, hey, we got to be strong in that grace. Can't kind of be sombering. Can't kind of be double-minded. Can't kind of be double-dutching in this truth. Hey, but we kind of got to be strong and rooted in the foundation of the Most High. It says, and the things that thou heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. So, hey, we got to kind of build people up. Sisters got to build other sisters up. Brothers got to build other brothers up. And we got to kind of build them up so they can get built up to that point where they can go and build up other brothers. Where they can kind of talk to other people. Congregation, family members, such and more on. Right? It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of a Mashiach Yahushua. Of Yahushua Mashiach. No man that warreth entangled himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who chosen him to be a soldier. So, hey, that's all our praises to the Most High, because at the end of the day, man, hey, we want the Most High to be pleased, man. We want the Most High to be thankful when he raised us up, because we did what he asked us to do. So it's the final precept, and we'll go ahead and let y'all have y'all night back. It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4 and verse 6. It says, for I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which Yahweh, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but to all them also that love his appearing. We got to do the will of the Most High, right? Because real quick, another precept in Esdras, right? Chapter 42, verse 2, chapter 2, verse 42. So I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised Yahweh with songs. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crown, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Hey, and that means rewarded. But he said they put off the mortal clothing. They put off sin. They put off idolatry. They put off hatred. They put off double-minded. They put off all these things and confess and put on the immortal, which is righteousness, right? Which is obedience, which is brotherly love. They put on all them things which are spiritual. That's the immortal. It says, and have confessed the name of Yahweh, which are now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them their palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Yahweh, whom they confess in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh. Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way, and tell thy people what manner of things and how great wonders of Yahweh thy power thou hast seen. So, hey, that's all praises to the Most High. Hey, so that's all praises to the Most High, because at the end of the day, it's literally showing you, hey, what you have to do in these last days. We got to kind of go out to our people, right? Real quick. Yeah, I wish I said it, man, to Peter, man. Right? John 21 and 15, real quick. I'm going to end it. I got 2 more precepts. Book of John, chapter 15, and verse 21. Salaki 21 and 15. It's the book of John, chapter 21 and verse 15. And it says, So when they had dined, Salakia, Yahushua said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto him, Yea, Adawan, thou knowest I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my lambs. He said to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, Yea, Adawan, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my sheep. He said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved, because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Adawan, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua said unto him, Feed my sheep. So, hey. And I love that account, because it's literally letting us know that if we love Yahushua, then that means we love Yahweh. Right? Because we can't put nobody above Yahweh. So in knowing that, if Yahushua and Yahweh is on one accord, then we know through the Spirit that, hey, we got to feed the sheep. We got to feed the brethren. We got to feed each other and build each other up through the Spirit of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. So in the last days, our requirements are to feed the people. Right? We got to go out to the highways and hedges and bid the sheep. We got to talk to brothers. We got to call brothers up. Right? We got to love on one another, man. Right? According to Malachi 3 and 6. Right? So I'm going to give my last precept, and then I'm out of there. Right? Through the Spirit. The book of Romans chapter 3 and verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith? Yahweh forbid. Yea, we establish the law. That's how you get your garments white. So giving our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh B'Hashem Mashiach like Awashai. I pray that this lesson can help you in your walk on what requirements are in the last days. And with that being said, hey, Shabbat Shalom.